Okay, so if you haven't signed in, please enter the code or use the QR code. The code is EGXYR7. EGXYR7. Okay. And while we're doing that, I want to go over a couple of things. Forum discussions were the initial postings were due on Tuesday of this last week. I noticed probably about 9 or 10 of you entered your initial discussions, and some of you were a little bit later, lagging on to Wednesday and Thursday. It's okay, but just remember that because this is a hybrid class, part of our time together as a class is on Tuesday. So please make sure you do your initial discussion on Tuesdays. And then your responding to 2 other folks is due by Friday. All right. Uh, Syllabus, if you haven't passed it up yet, please pass those up. Those of you who just came in. All right. Did everyone get a chance to see quiz in week 2? Okay. This is unlimited retakes. Okay. And it's designed to help you capture some of the key things you need to be kind of learning for chapters 1 and 3. So you have until Sunday night to do this. You could take it 50 times if you want to take it that many times. The highest one that you choose, whichever you get the highest grade, you can make that your grade. Okay. But please make sure you take that quiz. And I had only one person who took it, and you could take it again. So don't just think, I don't want to do this anymore, because it's like a free grade, right? And it helps you to learn it too. So please take advantage of that. Common stuff in the Moodle course room. Let me kind of go through some other things here. In the Moodle course room at the top, let me change the layout here. So this makes more sense to you all. You're going to see common questions. Okay, if you click on that, I'm going to be posting some things from time to time to help you all. There's a video that I promised you I'd put together on talking about URLs and paths and so forth. So that's available for you all. There's also troubles with FileZilla. How many of you had troubles this week? Okay, if you didn't, I did. Yeah, your instructor had problems with it too. I kind of displayed some of the issues that are going on with FileZilla and some practical things you can do. There's a video in there that I made available to you all. Okay, other text editors. I know that the course was designed to use Notepad++. I want to also let you know that Atom is available. Not the guy Atom, but Atom. It is, which is I think kind of cool, it is a file editor that was written in HTML and JavaScript. And so it kind of gives you an idea of some of the cool, powerful things you can do. This one was written up on top of the Node.js library called Energon, I think is the name of it. And Energon allows you to create web pages that you can actually deploy as actual web applications inside a computer, a tablet, whatever. And so this kind of gives you an idea that, hey, I could create an application in HTML with CSS, and it can actually sit on my desktop using Energon and be like a cool little application. So Atom is available. I'm using it for the course because Notepad++ does not run on the Mac OS. Atom does run on Windows, Mac, Linux, I think even Chromebooks. So feel free to dig into that as well if you want to use that. Okay, so that is the common questions area. I'm going to keep posting stuff in there. Just feel free, if you're running into problems, just go back there and check. Because if I see a lot of emails coming to me, hey, Mr. Rogers, I'm having problems, just go in there and see if I've posted anything to help. Okay. Issues with FileZilla. I touched on this a little bit. Um, the 000webhost.com, for some reason, y'all seen it's a little sketchy sometimes. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. And I so apologize for the troubles you guys have been running into with this. Um, you have two ways you can post your assignments. You can upload them to FileZilla using FileZilla to your web host site that you created last week, or you can zip it up in a zip file and post it in Moodle, and I will open it up and just review the site there. If you wanted to go all techie on me and install a Apache web server on your local desktop and then record a video of you doing everything, you could do that as well, but I'm not going to make you do that. Okay, what I want to do today is I want to work through the assignments, homework assignment 2, 3, and 4. I know a lot of you have started posting homework assignment 2 and homework assignment 3. There's a lot of questions, and I just want to make sure we kind of work through those. I am recording this, so you can come back and refer to it in the Moodle classroom when I get it uploaded, probably later tonight. Or you can just try to follow along with me. I'm going to be working quickly, though, because we're going to try to work through all 3 assignments. Are you guys cool with that? Okay. Any questions before I start on this, though? Any questions you want to raise? Yes. So you're going to respond to 2 different people. It doesn't matter. You could respond to them on the same day. Just you need to interact with 2 other individuals. So I've tried to go through and say hello to everyone and give you my input and thoughts. And generally, that's what I want you to do too, is kind of like, hey, have you tried this? Kind of talk back and forth, right? So, but the rule is Tuesday night by midnight, you need to have your initial posting in, okay, in order to get full credit. Your additional 2 posts have to be in by Friday night. That way, we spread the work out during the week, and you're not trying to do forum postings and homework and everything on Sunday night. That's bad juju. You don't want to go down that road. Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay. Everyone has signed in, right? Make sure you've done your login. Make sure you have these turned in, the acknowledgments of the syllabus. If you haven't, you can scan it to me and send it as well. Okay, I'll take that as well. All right. I'm going to switch over to the Atom desktop, and I have the homework folder open. I also have the Word doc, and basically all homework assignment 2 is telling us is what you should have already submitted to me with the classwork, right? So we're going to go ahead and work through it again though. So let's go to the Moodle classroom. We'll look at week 1. Let's see, here it is, homework 2. So we're going to download and uncompress the homework 02 zip below, and inside it you'll find a document, access to my website. Please read that. Then you're going to create an HTML5 web page that displays the contents in the access to my website. Okay, so let's go back. You're going to save that file as hwo2.html inside the folder named hwo2. All right, so let's go do that first. So we're going to do a new file. Actually, let's cancel that. Make sure we're in the right location. Going to do a new file, and we had to call this what? The HTML file is going to be called hwo2.html. So I'm just going to copy that, paste that in there. All right, so there's my H2WO2. That's the first step. The next step is, okay, so the next step is we need to refer to the Word doc. The Word doc says, use the H1 for all headings. So we're going to type whatever that is there, CS222-01. I don't know if that's our section though, is it? Let's see here. And what does the title of our page need to be? Display the contents of Access. The title of this web page should be, are you all following along what I'm doing so far? Okay. All right, so that's the body. Let me check something. Am I still recording? Yeah, I am. Okay. So that's the body. So let's go look at the Word doc. Inside the Word doc, we need a heading, an H1, and then we need to enter the name and date and the current date. Okay. So go back to Atom, do H1, and CS222-01, right? Am I missing something? -01, and I need my name and the date. Okay. So I'm just going to do a p tag. Michael Rogers. And what is the date of today? Today is the 12th, September 2019. All right. Anything else on the requirement for the homework? Oh, it has to have name, colon, right, and date, colon, right? All right. So let's see. Name and date. Save that. Okay, so that's the format for the site. I'm going to test it. File. Well, let's see. There's another way to test it, which is a little easier. I am in, where's my NMC folder? There's that, there's that, there's that. Okay, there it is. But it doesn't look like it's supposed to look here, does it? It's got to be on 2 lines. All right, so we can handle that a couple of different ways. We can put these in individual P files, right? Do it like that. And if I refresh it, there it is. That matches that format. Just for your own benefit, did you all learn about the line break symbol? Right? I don't know why it's complaining. All right. There's the line break symbol. All right. So there's 2 different ways to do that, right? Okay. Next step in our document was to go to our web host, and we're going to do this through FileZilla. Okay. Whoops. Excuse me as I jump around, and none of y'all are sensitive to light flashing, are you? You've heard about that. Some people, the light flashing causes them to have seizures. If you are, please let me know, because you can whisper in my ear and we'll find another way to keep the lights from flashing back and forth in your eyes. All right. FileZilla. Let's see here. My host. It is files.000webhost.com. I do not remember my username. So let me pull that up. Let's see here. 000 web host. Oh, that's pretty. I have no idea why their site is going crazy. Okay, there it is. Okay. I'll try to edit out these dead spaces in the video for you all. Okay, so site details, my host name and my password. By default, FTP is port 21, so if you don't enter it, it should automatically. But now I'm resolving, and look at that, got in the first time. Wow, I'm amazed. Okay, so I'm going to go into my public HTML site. There's the HTA access, by the way. I'll copy this for some of you all and then share it. Let's see, I'll download that. Where am I downloading it to? To a Sakai folder? Oh, that's not the right place. I'll put it in there. Really? Let's see. Documents, NMC, download. Okay. All right, so we're going to go in here to folder. We're going to click upload. And it appears to be working okay. Let's check our document again. So you're going to upload. Okay, that doesn't tell us too much. Let's go back to Moodle. Zip the file. Okay, if you wish to put the homework assignments on your web page, create a folder named HW in the root directory of your website. Okay, so let me go back to FileZilla. I'm going to create a directory. We're going to call this, we're supposed to call it HW. Okay. And there's that. I'm just going to drag you up into there maybe. No? Okay. I'll just delete you first. Yes. Okay. Now, according to the directions, upload the HW02 under the HW folder. Okay. So I've got the HW folder selected. I've got my H2W02 folder selected. I'm going to right click, upload. And we will wait and see what's happening here. Failed to retrieve directory listing. You guys seen that error before? It happens. It shows something is in there, so let's see. Is there a refresh? We'll switch directories and then come back to it. Maybe that'll help it. Connection closed by server. It's good to watch what's happening up here in this area. It's probably way too small to read up there on yours, but follow that panel. That'll tell you what's happening with connections, because you are dealing with the internet. There's a lot of things out of our control out there in the cloud. So, all right, click back on it again. And okay, there's our H2 folder now. Okay, so this is a opportune time to talk about paths again, right? All right, so I have my domain. This is referencing the index.html on my domain. Okay, on a website, you have what's called top level domain. A top level domain is the com. Okay, your domain is 000webhostapp.com. So if you go out and you register a domain name on the web and buy it and host a site somewhere, that's where it would be. And then the subdomain name is this area in front of the dot, preceding the dot, my beginner site. All right, that's the URL. That's how you break it down. Then you have over here on the left-hand side the scheme, and this is telling you the protocol it's using. And you can see the little checkbox here. You can actually click on this. You can view the certificate. And this certificate is it's a public encryption key, and you can actually download it and look at it and so forth. And if you wanted to try to figure out what the private key was for this, you could if you had a strong enough computer and about 5 years of time. But that's what that is. That's how you encrypt a site. And you can see this is HTTPS. What are other valid protocols you could have here? FTP, Mel2. It could also just be file's valid. Regular HTTP, right? Those are all valid ones. And then as you get on into software development, you're going to find other things like SMTP. Has anyone ever heard of that before? Those are used for mail systems. POP, which is another mail system protocol. All of those are available, but your browsers don't necessarily understand all protocols. Okay. And does anyone know what the default port is for HTTPS? It's just bonus stuff here right now. Anyone know? 443. The default port for HTTP? Anyone know? You're like, oh, you're stressing me out, Mr. Rogers. All right, it's port 80. All right, let me give you a quick example here. If I came to my host and I typed 443, this is redundant. Okay, and the reason it's redundant is because if you have HTTPS, it automatically is expecting 443. However, you could have a web hosting application server like Tomcat or WebLogic, or there's a bunch of them out there, right? And you could actually host something on a secure port other than 443. And that's where you would want to put in the port. And that port helps you to map directly to that application. Now, if I hit enter with 443, notice what it resolves back to. It just resolves back to the default because it's like, yeah, silly, I already know that, right? The way ports work, it's actually connected to the ports on the CPU of the computer. Seriously. And there are 64,000 some odd ports on a computer that are designated. And out of those, it's like the first 8,000 ports have already been grabbed up by professional applications out by people who've created different things. You can go to a site called RFC, it's called Request for Comment, and it displays every port that's been designated for things out on the web. And by default, port 80 is for HTTP, and HTTPS is port 443. All right, you all don't care about that, right? All right, so there's my URL. I'm going to now go into the path of the directory structure. My public HTML is right here at this root slash symbol, right? That's pointing toward the public HTML. So because my web server is Linux, it's that. It's public underscore HTML. If you're using a Windows server like IIS, it maps to something else completely different. All right, so I'm here at the root of public HTML. I'm going to go to the homework folder, and if I hit enter, it's going to display the HWO2 folder below it. See that? So now if I click on that folder, now it's going to display the files inside of that. All right, does anyone know why my HWO2.html didn't automatically display? No, it's there because you can see it, right? It didn't display because it's not an index.html. Remember? So this is important. So, yeah. So now the only way I can display that is by clicking on it. And there is the site I created. Okay, we're going to move on quickly. Let's go to the second one. Where am I at? I am in the 002. I'm going to come down here to this, and I'm going to copy. I think it's in my downloads folder, HW03. All right, so there's the HW03. I'm going into Atom, and I should be able just to refresh it. There it is, HW03. Okay, I'm going to close that one out. And this one already has a sample file. It has some images. It has a CSS file. All right, so let's go in and look at the directions. How are we doing on time? Got an hour, right? Okay. So let's go and look at the directions for number 3. Number 3 says, modify the contents of HW003 sample HTML file to your own contents. For example, I modified my own content to display the doc file. Okay. Save the HTML file as HW03 HTML. Okay, so first things first. I'm going to go in here. And I'm going to copy my, you can do the same thing through Atom. You can right click on it and copy it, or you can do it through your file system. Right click and copy and rename as. There's multiple ways. I'm just doing it through the command line here. And what do we got to rename it as again? We need to rename it as HW03 HTML, right? Okay, so I'm renaming it. And there's my file. Okay. In the folder named HW03. Am I in the HW03 folder? Yes, I am. Okay. Under the of the directory of your web server. Okay, we're going to get to that one in a minute. Also, you should save your images in the image folder and save the CSS file typical web page layouts in the CSS folder. All right, so what's in my CSS folder? that's already there. What's in my image folder? Dragon and towers. Okay, well, we'll get to those in a second. Let's go back into Atom. We've got the new file open. Okay, so I'm going to open this over here. And we got a bunch of stuff. And the directions say I'm supposed to swap out the content, right? So all I'm really swapping out is this stuff here. The title, the navigation content, and some text about the buildings. Okay, so let's make this easy. I'm going to do mine about Kentucky. You all could do yours about anything you want it to be about. There's a dragon and a towers, so let's open this up over here and take a look at how this site is laid out. Okay. I really don't like the color layout of this site. All right, so according to the Word doc, what do we got to do here? Let's take a look at the Word doc. The Word doc tells me what? Change the menu, change the headings, change the content, change the link items and link. Okay, and they change the images as well. All right, so I'm just gonna cheat and grab some images of Kentucky because I don't have any on hand. Kentucky, old Kentucky home. This could be anything you want. Please don't make yours look like my site. Okay. Slow. Is this helping you all to walk through this? Yeah? Wow. It's really, really slow. All right. Maybe there's an easier way. It's going to take too long. Let's go to images. There we go. And it's taking forever. All right. So let's save. Where are you at? It's not going to let me save it. Yeah. Old ky home.png, and we need to save that in, where did you go? CSS22. All right, that's fine. I can drop it in there for right now. All right, and then we need a second image, right? Ah, it takes forever. Okay. All right, so we got two images. I'm going to, let's see here. I'm gonna go into my image folder. Whoops. CD image. And I'm going to copy from documents, NMC, CS22. There is a Blinken, copy that one. Copy that one. And there's my images now in the folder. Okay. All right, so the first thing I want to do is go back into my HTML doc and find the image tag. All right, so images. Oh, you're not going to help me? All right. Abe Lincoln.png. And this one is what? Make this one old ky home.png. Save it. Come back over here. This is our site, right? All right, so there's the images updated. Okay. So this is about famous Kentucky places. And they got some links. La Sarda Grata Familia. So that one is going to be about Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. And the other image, we'll change that out here. It's very basic, right? I'm not doing anything spectacular here. I'm just swapping out content for the homework assignment. Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. And the last one is old Kentucky home. Y'all know who Stephen Foster is? No? Okay. He's a singer from the early 1800s, and he wrote all these songs like, anyways. Okay. And what else do we need to swatch out? Okay, we need to swap this out. This is famous places in Kentucky. Okay, so I'm gonna come back over here, see how things are looking. It's not bad, right? My links up top have changed. And then we got all this text that has to be swapped out. All right. You all follow so far how we got to do this, right? It's nothing too difficult. So let's take a look at the CSS file. All right, so the body color is an EEF. The font color is a 909, and then the font is linotype. I really don't care for those fonts. I'm going to change this out to Tahoma. I know I can spell. Tahoma. Come over here, refresh. That changed. That was nice. All right. So if I want to change out the colors in here of the font, well, we already know that the color of the font is specified in the CSS file, right? So come down here, and here's the color, right? So that's the color of the font. Well, this is kind of cool. This is something to keep in mind to help you quickly prototype. You can double-click on that color icon, and you see how it generated the hex for the color. Well, you could come down here and change it to any color you want. Okay, you make it like a charcoal-ish gray. So that's the color I'm going to use, the 333. I hit enter, and see it changed the font color of that. So I'm going to come back over here to Atom, change that to 333. The background is an EEF, right? Well, I don't know if I like that. Let's take a look. That's the color of the background. What color you guys would like to make it? You want to do green. All right. Like something like that? Or something like that? Lighter? Like that? Okay, so there's our color. I changed it to that. I'll come back over here to the background, swap out the color. All right, so I'm going to come in here and refresh and see if my changes stuck. And they did. So now there's the color and the background is not sticking. So why is that? The background. Did I? Okay, so let's do 1. I don't know if that'll work. Oh, that's a nice color, isn't it? That's okay though. We can come back in and figure it out. We said green originally though, right? All right, so oops. So that's saved. I'll refresh it. All right, so my colors have changed. This is still different. So let's right click on this here and inspect the color there. And the aside, it has a color specified. And I don't know what that is. So to make things consistent, we had, this is a green, right? Is that what that was? Let's go back here and grab it again. Bravo 5, Bravo 2. Copy that. All right, so this was a little bit different shade before. So let's play around with that. Let's find a shade that works for us. Maybe it's too dark. Lighter, maybe? What do you guys think? Something like that? Does that look good? All right. Copy my color again. Is this helping anyone doing this? Okay. So we got to go down to the aside. Remember, in CSS, this is referring to the actual tags, right? So the H1, the H2 tags, right? So let's go down to the aside. It's in here somewhere. There's the aside. There's the background for the aside. I'm going to change it, save it. I'll refresh it again. Okay. I'm starting to like this. To keep it consistent, though, I think I'm going to make the header match the same color as this aside over here. So let's go back and find the header tag. Let's see, what is this up at the top? This is the header. It's in the nav. So, all right, so there's the footer, right? We can change the footer to match that color. So I'll swap the color out there and save that. Come back in, I'll refresh it, and now my footer matches that. All right, that's keeping it in sync. Now let's find the header. Let's see if they put the header at the top. You got the body. I don't see a header anywhere, but is there a nav? Well, let's do a search. Nav. Nope, not that one. All right, so this is called TOC, Table of Contents. You see the identification on that? The pound sign or the hashtag? See, if you're old school where you had the old rotary dial phones, you guys are like looking at me like, "Ah, come on, Mr. Rogers. We use cell phones." See, when I was a kid, I had to pick up this. My mom and dad say, "Please, hey, go dial this number for me," and I always hated it because I'd go, and then you'd mess up, and you're like, ah, you have to start all over. Some person would answer the phone and yell at you, and you're like, as a kid, you're frustrated and scared. Anyways, all right, let's look at this. Oh, look at that. There's the ID, the TOC. So in your CSS, the hashtag or the pound sign that always refers to an ID. All right. So TOC is short for table of contents. Come in here and we'll paste that. We'll come back over to our page, refresh it. Okay. It's starting to look better, but we got these crazy looking links, right? All right. The links don't match our color sequence. Let's take a look at the links. I mean, do you guys like hot pink on green? No? Okay. All right. So here's the links, right? So inside Chrome, we can see that we got a colon visited, which is kind of cool, right? So if you click on that link, the browser is going to remember that you clicked on it and always color the link that color. It's normal behavior. You're used to that type of behavior. Then you got a colon link, which is a variation of the color. So let's just check that out. Let's click on it and then come back and look. Is there a difference now between the two? It's subtle, right? Okay. So what would be the blue kind of works on this, honestly, right? So let's check out the blue here and see what it's using. The blue is using navy. All right. Well, let's change the link. Come up here to the link, and we're going to change the link to navy. Now, this is something that's available as well. All websites, they have a standard set of plain colors that you can use. Like you have gray, you have dark gray, you have light gray, you have green, you have lime green, you have, right? All these different colors. Is anyone in here? Yes. Is it? Okay. Well, just it could be of any number of things. It could be we're saturating the network, everyone hitting it. Yeah. But let's just kind of go with this. Has anyone ever heard of is it you got your rods and your cones, right? And I think it's the cones are color. People are seeing the three different colors. I was watching a program last night, and they were saying that only women and a small selection of women are have four sets of cones, and so they can see subtle differences in colors that they say it drives them crazy. They'll try to get up and dress in the morning and try to match, and like it's just subtly off, and it just drives them batty. Has anyone got the four color cone? There's a test you can take, just like for color blindness, that will identify whether you have that extra super power. You don't want that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyways, these are standard colors, right? So we're going to use navy. So I'm going to change the link. Come back in and refresh. All right. So there's navy. I don't know if I really like that. Do you like that? What do you guys think? I don't know. Uh, let's let's just go with it for right now. All right. The hover color. Let's Maybe it's because I've got that in there. Maybe that's why. I'm gonna take that out. There we go. That's better. All right, that makes more sense. So let's come over here to this one, and we're gonna change this to say just blue. See what happens. All right, so that is the hover is blue. Does that work? It's totally, up to your preference right now. All right. And then we got the visited. Let's make the visited light blue. I think that's a valid one. Oh, no, that doesn't work, right? How about we make visited gray? What do you think? Maybe? Yeah. Okay. Basic stuff. So let's go back to the document. Whoops. Go back to the document and see what our plan was. We had to change the link items. We had to change the header items. So have we changed these yet? No, we haven't changed those yet. But for the sake of time, make sure you change these. Okay, it's part of the homework assignment. Okay. All right, so let's go to homework assignment 4. Okay, I need to copy it over. Let's see, where am I at? I'm in that folder, so I'm going to back up. PWD, back up again. Okay, so let's see, copy, RF, downloads, homework 04, dot. I messed something up. Bear with me here. I wasn't paying attention with my commands. Okay. There we go. Much better. All right, so we're going to go into the HW04, homework 4. And homework 4 is in the second week. Okay, so homework 4, download an unzipped HW04 zip file. We're going to create an HTML file as instructed. You may use the HW04 text file to copy the contents. You're going to save the file as HW04HTML in the folder named HW04 folder. Name the file, the name of the file should be in lowercase, yes. You should also save your image file stealth to the image directory under the HW04 where the HW04 HTML is filed. Compress it, place it in Dropbox. Okay. So let's go in here and take a look. What do we have in this location? So we don't have an HTML file, right? All right. So we're going to create a new file. Call it HTML. Let me go back again. Create our file. Doc type. Remember to make it HTML5. That's the default. Got the HTML. Head. Okay. Instructions. The instructions say that you have to create this site, right? And this layout. Has anyone attempted this one yet? Been scared to? All right, so let's kind of look through it. We got the header, we got the date, we got this area in bold, we got something in italics, right? We've got this insert area. I don't know what number 6 is talking about. Get some more italic stuff. You have reference link. Get your figures, highlighting. All right, so there's quite a few things in this one to add. And then you've got all of the directions down below. All right. This one will take you a little bit more time. I'm wondering whether or not I'm going to have time in this class to walk through this one. Have you guys been reading your texts? Yes? Some of you are like, I don't want to answer that. Okay. Let's kind of go through the basics. All right. So save the file as an HTML04. We did that under the homework folder. Make sure the folder name and the file name are lowercase. Yep. Each header is enclosed in the article. Type all headings as H1. Apply the headings to H1. So number one, we got to come up here and type fighter procurement projects pickup speed. Okay. Come into Atom. I'm going to go ahead and create a body tag. Let's see. I think there's a nice feature in here where we could I know I've seen this somewhere. There's an ability you can automatically format your code. All right. So we need an H1. Ooh, did you see that? It's a time saver. You guys are not paying attention, are you? Like, you want to see what I did? Adam, I didn't know Adam could do that. So I typed in H1 and hit enter. Oh, it's like I'm going to download Adam. All right. All right, so let's go back to our Word doc. Fighter procurement projects pickup speed. Well, I think the previous instructor had fun with these alliterations. Fighter procurement projects pickup speed. Fighter procurement projects pickup speed. All right, so that's our H1. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to go all the way through this doc because this doc already lays out exactly what you need to do. So step one, go down to the bottom, apply all the headings. Step two, apply the publication date, right? And they're wanting even down to the timestamp. And so it says we need to use the time element and the date time and pub date attribute. Let's see. Time. Kind of curious. I haven't used the time element in a while. Let's just take a look and see what that does. It does nothing. Okay. So today is the 12th, September 2019. Right? Save it. Comes out like that. The document says we need to use the time element and date, time, and pub date attributes. So those are attributes within the time element. Well, let's take a look at what we have here. We have the date time, which we're going to make. What do we make in the date time? We're going to make it 2135. All right, let's see what that does when we save that. It does absolutely nothing. That's awesome. And the other one we're going to use is the pub date attributes. All right, so if you don't know what these attributes mean, where do you go? Where do you find the stuff? What's that? W3 schools? You could go there. Yeah, they have a lot. Let's check them out and see what they have. Let's see. Time, date. See if it'll let me do it that way. W3 schools, HTML, time. There's the time tag. Okay. And so there's our date time tag. Tells you what browsers support it. All right. Usually there is a yeah. All right. I haven't used that one before. That one should be in your textbook, right? Did you guys buy the textbook, like the physical copy, or did you buy a digital version? Huh? Let's see. Date, time. Okay. All right. So there we go. We have time. When you when you do include the date, you're free to represent the date, time, or duration. Okay. Okay. So that is what they're doing. This is just being honest. I've been doing software development now for, well, website development for over 20 years, but I don't remember every single tag element. But what you need to know is be able to where to get it to make things work. And so when you're developing sites, you're not going to sit down just like blah, 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 and spit out code like you're a machine or something, right? We're not like that. But what we need to know is where to go find the resources to answer the questions, what we're typing. So this is always very important to do. Today's the 12th, and what is, say, September So we come over here and we look at this. Yeah. All right. So make sure you use your resources. All right. Apply this paragraph using the strong element for the paragraph. Okay. So let's come in here. The next thing we need to do is we're going to create a paragraph tag. Let's try the, look at that. I love that. And strong. That's awesome. All right. And so we need to copy and paste what? Do they have the text anywhere? Wow, they're going to make you type all that out. Isn't that awesome? Is there a text file? Okay, sweet. Let's see. I think it's just that top piece, right? There we go. So you got some stray characters in there. We'll have to figure out what those are. You need to make those things in italics for defense acquisition and what? Defense acquisition committee. Okay. So come over here to italics. So test that out. There you go. And I have no idea why that stray character's in there. There you go. All right. And then number 5. Number 5, we're doing apply the block quote element to this paragraph. Okay. So let's see, the block quote element to that paragraph. There we go. Okay, we'll save that, come over and look at it again. There's your block quote. What are we missing though on that? Number 6, what does number 6 say? Apply the quote element, right? All right, let's take a look at what is the quote element? Quote, just like that. So we're going to bring the quote element over here to this spot, I think, right? KFX project. So that's not it. Where's the... Are we on the wrong one? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just going to grab that and put it in here. Okay. All right. You guys get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and kill the video record for a minute, and because this is already long and I don't want to crash my computer.